tell you something, man. Don't forget it. God is an amazing God, and He does amazing things, and that really sets the stage for something here. I got a friend of mine here this morning who's going to bring you a testimony. He's one of my oldest friends. I got a group of about 5 friends that I can really just count on. I've known each of them for 30 years. Most of them I met on the same night, really weird, on the birthday party of my oldest friend. My oldest friend and I, we grew up together on the street in the middle of nowhere. He was the only person within miles. Literally, we'd go outside and I could holler up the road. He could holler back just a quarter mile away. We could hear each other because there wasn't nobody else out there. We were the only thing we had. And then one day he had a birthday party and he had a whole bunch of folks over. And there's 3 friends who were at that party that are lifelong friends of mine still today, 30 plus years ago. And one of them's here this morning. Actually, 2 of them are here this morning. There's actually 2 here this morning. One of them's coming. He's coming to talk to you guys about something God has done. I asked him. I'm not going to spoil it, but I asked him to do it because he's got a story to tell. Because God has done some amazing things throughout his entire life. But he's really, really seen it in the last year or so. He's just opened his eyes in an unbelievable way. And I want him to share this. Guys, I want y'all to make you feel really welcome. This is one of my dearest friends, Jason Spann. Proud of you and I love you. I just want you to do what God does in your heart and do. It's an honor. Good morning. Good morning. This thing working? Yeah. Oh. Kids, y'all can hear back to 1 through 10. Y'all stay out here with us. Thank y'all are here.
I'm going to start off by saying I'm not a preacher, so this ain't no professional job. God laid something on my heart over the last year, and especially the last couple months, that I feel like everybody needs to hear. And He's given me the strength and the opportunity to share it. I thank you, Jamie. I thank y'all for having me tonight, or this morning. I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm not a preacher, so this ain't going to be no professional job, but God said in Joshua, be strong and courageous. Don't be afraid, and I'll be there with you. So, me and God stand here before you this morning, and I hope you can get through this. Amen. Have you ever asked yourself why you're here? And I don't mean here this morning. I mean on this earth. You know, I've always said that it was because God just hadn't decided to take me home yet. But I don't know so much if that's true anymore. I used to think that, but I don't anymore. I came from a family. I'm not a lifelong Christian. I'm not going to lie and say I'm not. I was baptized when I was 14 years old. Now looking back, I wonder if I was saved. And that's the message that I think everybody needs to hear. I was saved. I was baptized at Vacation Bible School. A group of us got together. We were in class, and the teacher told us, pray this prayer, go through that water, and your eternity is heaven. I'm here to tell you that's not true. I used to believe that, and I wish it was that easy, but I promise you it's not. I did, and I thought, this is it, I'm good. Well, I found out I wasn't saved, because when you get saved, you do this. You can't get away from it. As I started to get older, I found out I wasn't saved. A lot of things in life started taking a little more importance than going to church. I started doing things, I just said, Joshua 1:9 says, God's with you everywhere you go. I'm not proud to say I've taken them to places I wish I had. But I'm also thankful that He gave me the opportunity to get past it. After high school, I went to college, still not in church. Flunked out of college, got a good job, and like Jamie said, we've been friends a long time. He asked me to come to church, and I'm not proud of it, but I'm not going to lie. I went for a reason besides God. they had a softball team. And that's one thing in this world I love to do is play softball. And I went to that church to play softball. I'm not going to say that it didn't help because things got better. I found what I thought was my soulmate, and we began to build a family. Life was grand. We were both in church. Well, softball went out, and we started other things to go with. Alcohol, you name it, just everything with God. Family time became fight time. Multiple separations. Somehow, by the grace of God, we made it through. I don't know why we fought so much. I don't know why it seemed like I was with it. I think now it's just because I know now why it was. There was a hole in my heart I was trying to fill. There was a hole in my soul I was trying to fill. And I was trying to fill it with everything with what I needed to fill it with. And that's God. I can promise you, I've tried everything. And if you got that hole in your soul, you're not going to fill it. He'll fill it, but I promise you we can never fill it. Somehow or another we made it through. I actually tried to start church again. And went for a little while and played out again. But at 31 years old, I found out I was diagnosed with a form of muscle addiction. And was medically retired. 31-year-old grown man with a wife and 3 kids. Not much more here. Somebody stole my manhood away from me. And I blamed it on God because I didn't have anybody else to blame it on. We ended up, she and I ended up divorcing. So I ended up alone. And there's a moral of all this aloneness. I'll tell you in a minute. But I ended up alone again. My grandfather passed away. My sister's husband, my brother-in-law, he was a brother to me. He passed away. All within about 6 months of me finding out that I had this disease. In May, she walked in, my wife walked in, and told me she was leaving. Prior to this, my parents had moved us down, so I'm here. My wife was all I had. My wife and my kids were all I had. She walked in and told me she was leaving, going back to Iowa where she was from. And I ended up alone now. Nobody but me. And there's some things that a lot of my close friends, and I'm not even sure Brother Denver knows yet. But I sat down in a recliner with a 357 because I was alone. And God put his hand on me, and he didn't do it the way I always dreamed. I always pictured God come flying in on a cloud, big, strong, mighty, hair blowing in the wind, whatever you want to call it. You know, that's just the picture I had. But God stepped into my life, and he done it in the form of an 8-pound little fuzzy dog.
Amen.
When I was sitting there in that recliner, that little dog jumped up in my lap, and I can see it to this day. He jumped up in my lap and gave Daddy some love. And I realized that was all I needed, was just somebody to love me, because I felt like I didn't have anybody. The whole time I had somebody, and he's sitting there begging me. But I didn't have sense enough to go do it. I could do it all myself. Well, next few years were up and down. I was in and out of church, struggled through relationships, financial problems. You name it, I went through it by myself. Luckily, I'm still here, and I'm thankful for that. But about a year ago, a dear friend of mine asked me to come to church. And I 7. And when I got to the church, one of the first sermons I went to, the preacher asked me, "You saved?" I said, "Yes, sir, I'm saved. I promise you I'm saved. I was baptized when I was 14 years old." And his next statement rung true. He said, "I'm not asking you if you've been baptized. I'm asking you, are you saved?" I'm sitting in church just like y'all are. He's standing up here where I'm at. He's not talking to me, but I can guarantee you, he's sitting in the chair beside me, looking me dead between my eyes. He said, "I'm not asking you to be baptized. I'm asking you if God has control of your life." And it spoke to me like I ain't never been spoken before in my life. But it showed me where all these years of pain, suffering, going through everything by myself, I didn't have to. All I had to do was go to Him. He was sitting right there waiting on me. But I can say from that day to this day, why God has control of my life. At any time, I never pictured myself doing what I'm doing right now. But I don't have a choice. He tells us many, many times in his book right here to go out and tell people. That's what we're supposed to do now. And I realize that's, like I asked you a while ago, why are you here? You're in the church. You're a Christian. It's our job to grow the kingdom. That's what we're told to do. If you believe this book right here, that's what we're told to do. Since I gave my life to God, totally, I've joined this group, and you see a group of my brothers and sisters sitting right there. We're called Faith Riders. It's a motorcycle ministry that we're all a part of. The faith is I don't know what you call it, but it stands for something. The F is forgiveness. Forgiveness of all your sins. The A is for available. It's made available through God's love. It's available, but it's not automatic. You have to go to Him to get it. But I promise you, if you go to Him, He'll give it to you. The I is impossible. It's impossible for God to make sin into heaven. And it's going to be impossible for us to get into heaven if we have sin in our life. T is to turn. By turn, I mean repent. Repent of all your sins and turn to God. He'll take care of you. He has me. I shouldn't be here. H is for heaven, eternal life. That God promised. It's available for everybody. We go throughout the world, country, doing mission trips, all these bike rallies and things like that, spreading the Word of God. On September the 19th, we all loaded up and went to Arkansas, to a bike rally in Arkansas, to minister to bikers at a bike rally. Like this here is not something I was expecting to do in my life, but God sent us and we went. And surprisingly, I had the time of my life. I loved it. There was no greater feeling than to sit there and tell me what God's done in my life. We came back on the 26th of September. And I'm sure they'll attest to the same thing. But I'm walking around on cloud nine. I've never been higher in my life. I know what everybody means now by being high on God. But I promise you, I was high on God. We were back about a week and a half. And I believe Satan realized I had gotten too close to God. Because on October 5th, Paul, can you put the picture up? On October 5th, I'm a member of the fire department. The other one, too. Can you do the other? That truck right there, I was in that truck. I was driving that truck. The mark you see right behind that door, that's where that truck cut a light pole in half. Like I said, I'm a fireman. I run jobs in life. I cut people out of those trucks. I know what it's like to deal with this guy. And only by the grace of God did I walk out of that truck. I'm not going to say I walked out of it. I spent 4 days in the hospital. I've got a busted up shoulder. I've got plates and screws all in my shoulder. I've got a busted shoulder blade. Every rib on this side was broken, punctured lung. But when they cut that door open on that truck, I got out of that truck. I don't tell you how. Because I've gotten people out that didn't make it. They didn't look half that bad. So I know how lucky I am. But I know a couple weeks ago I was here for the Christmas service. Brother Jamie, the week I was here was his peace service. And y'all, I sat right there on that second row, and you'll never know how bad I wanted that service. I sat there and I listened to Brother Jamie. Because as bad as that was, you can imagine what it sounded like. I can remember every window breaking. I can remember when the hood popped up like that. I can remember every roll. God, I'm telling you, there was a peace in that truck that nobody would ever understand. I don't remember hearing nothing until it's all over with. There was a peace in that truck. I was telling somebody this the other day, and the lady said, there was an angel in that truck with you. No, there wasn't. God himself wrote that truck. I promise you. Because everybody says when you're dying, your life flashes before your eyes. That's not true. You're right. I promise you. That's not true. If you're right with God, your life, there's no need for your life to flash before your eyes. The only thing you're thinking of is, I'm going home. But he gave me the opportunity to stay here. And that's why I asked the question that I opened with, why am I here? It says in Luke 5, the story of Peter, if you're familiar with it, God boarded the boat with Peter and said, throw his net down and follow me. You're not fishing anymore. Come with me and I'll make you a fisherman. I think that's why God left me here, was to do just what I'm doing. And I hope I can do the job the way he wants me to do it. Because there's no way a human being inside that truck. I'm sorry. It's not possible. And if it does, it's not as quiet as it was. There's not a peace in that truck. And I talk about that all the time, but it's just amazing. The peace, the tranquility, whatever you want to call it, in that truck. It's been good with one person. I know it's good. It's God himself. And I will be eternally grateful for it. But the main reason I just wanted to give you a background on me. The Faith Riders part we're a part of, we go to bike rides and all that throughout the country. We'll be leaving the 13th of March, going to bike week in Daytona. We'd like to ask church collectively and everybody individually, if you would, to keep us in prayer. That we've got the boldness, we've got the strength, we've got the word to go down here and talk to these people that may not ever hear the word of Jesus Christ. If you would, we ask you to be in prayer with us. We go with the Word of God. We all know it. Romans 3:23, for all have sinned And that's what we're trying to do away with. 6:23, wages of sin is death. But the hope of God is eternal life. And if we can take this word of God and give it to everybody else can have the eternal life that we have. And I always ask myself why. I've wondered for a long time what's so different with me now, because I'm still the same good old boy that I used to be. I've never been in trouble. I've never been in jail. I've never seen any kind of jail like God. I've always been a good old boy. But the pastor of our church in the service one Sunday said, hell's going to be living in the good old boy. If you never accepted the gift God's trying to give all of us. So I asked him, if you got any doubt, bring it up and talk to me. I wish I had years and years ago. But I'm so thankful I did before that, because I don't know that I would come do that if I've not been right with God. So I beg you, if you've got any doubt in your life, whether or not you're where God wants you to be, bring it up and talk to me. I promise you to wait on you. And you'll be more than happy to talk to you. That's all I have.
I want to tell y'all, everything he said is absolute truth. Too many times in life we run through thinking we got to figure it out. We got it all together. We know what we're doing. We think we belong to God. Something that he didn't tell y'all, I'm going to tell y'all just a piece of it that I've got to share is when he came back from that trip, the day that he had that wreck, he called me. Actually, he called me on Monday before, and on Wednesday I called him back. And we talked for 30, 40 minutes. And he told me all about the trip that he'd gone on, what God had done in his life, and how everything had changed. And all along the way, he could call me. We talked evenings every once in a while. We keep in touch. We don't talk every day, but once a month or so we have this conversation. He called me that very day. Well, that Monday, and I called him that very day. I talked to him 2 hours before he left. We talked about 30, 40 minutes about what God has done. He told me something that I'll never, ever forget. A word that he gave me that I'll never forget as long as I live. He said this. He said, all my life I've done church. But now I'm finally doing God. Amen. That was some of the most powerful thing. In my truck, I almost leapt for joy because I knew how real it was. He said, my whole life I've done church. I've gone to church. I've been in church. I've done all. But now I'm doing God. I'm on that relationship with God. Church is just a place I go. God is with me everywhere I am. Y'all, he found it. He went through hard times. He went through places he shouldn't have gone, but he did it because God took him through it. And he took him through it so he'd be able to stand on the other side and say, look what God did.
Amen.
See, in life, we blame sometimes. We blame God for all the troubles. We say, God, why did you do this to me? Why did you do this to me? Why did you take me here? Here's the deal. He did it because he was going to bring you through. Amen. Because when you get through it, you're going to look back and see the whole time he was there. Because he's got great plans for every single one of us. Yeah. I'm not going to go into a long sermon, but I'm going to build off of something that he said and something I want to be sure of. Are you saved? Not have I been to church, not have I been baptized. Are you saved? Do you know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, if leaving this place today, your car looks like his truck, and you don't walk away from it, you're going to wake up in the arms of Christ, or you're going to suffer for eternity. Because see, here's the deal, I ain't going to sugarcoat it. Everybody's going to live forever, and it's going to be in one of two places. You're either going to be in heaven with God forever in the presence of the Lord, You're going to be in hell, tormented forever. Never find relief. Never feel the presence of God. Oh, we don't like to talk about that anymore. Hell's an antiquated thing. Nobody likes to talk about it in church anymore. Let me tell you something. It is as real now as it has ever been. And it's there. And God prepared this place for Satan and for his followers. And unfortunately, if you're not on God's side, you're against him. So if you stand here today and say, well, I don't know about this stuff. Am I saved? If you're asking the question, I'm going to give you the answer now, man. But you can be. See, here's the beauty. God don't care where you've been. He don't care what you've done. He don't care how bad off you've done. He don't care how many holes you tried to fill in the wrong ways. That hurts, and that's wrong. But here's why I say don't care. Because He sees past all of that into who you can be. He sees past all that and says, I created you from the very beginning of time, from this moment, on this day, to be with me. It's an amazing thing. Guys, through all the suffering, through all the trials, through all the things you think are so bad, you made it through that. You're here today for whatever reason. And God wants you on His side. He wants to hold you in His arms. He wants to love you today. I pray everybody in this room, you know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that you're Jesus Christ. That you belong with Him. That you're in His family. That if you die today, you'll be with Him. But here's the deal. I'm never going to assume it. Because, Jason, you went to church for 30 plus years. He was in church, but it didn't mean he knew the Lord. But now he knows the Lord. And he knows the difference. Why don't you go through it? I can tell somebody else when they've gone through it that there's hope for you too, because He found me. I'm going to tell you something. I've been there, and fortunately, about that journey, I walked with Him. I found the Lord a little faster than He did. That's okay. It's the same God. And we got the same destination. And we got the same room reserved up there. And one day we're going to get all that. But we can start today and then all right. See, folks, I want to tell you something that's real. When I got the phone call, saw on Facebook after my brother was in that wreck. Like I just got off the phone with him 2 hours before that happened. Just can't do it. I went and I saw him in that hospital and he laid up there, but I said, God took care of him. God pulled him through when nothing else could. They wouldn't even show him the pictures at first. Yeah, I got to tell that story, don't I? It's just an amazing thing. Amazing story. I'm going to add to it. I'm going to tell you this is how God does things. So I go up and visit with him, and I see him, and he's doing okay. So I want to go back to see him. And today I go up, and as I'm riding up, there's 2 young ladies in the elevator with me. They thought I worked at the hospital. I was like, no, I'm just coming to see a friend of mine. And they're like, oh, so we're just here. We're on a mission trip. We're missionaries from around. One was from Scotland, and one was from I can't remember where I can't remember, South Africa, I think. Philippines. Yes, Philippines. One was Scotland, one was Philippines. That's right. And they're from way out. They're here for this conference, and they're like, we just came to the hospital to just pray with people. There was a challenge that was laid out to go. We just came to pray, and we're just looking for somebody to pray with. I said, well, I'll tell you what, I got somebody you might want to meet. I said, I think you just might like this. So I took them in there to meet Jason. I said, I want y'all to see my friend. And they came in and began to tell them the story, and tears filled their eyes, and young ladies began to pray over him and pray with him. And they came there to pray and bless somebody. They walked away with a blessing. Because God was already there. They didn't have any idea that it was going to happen randomly. They were on the elevator at the same time I was. It was just random. No. See, we think this is just a coincidence. God set it up. They keep up with me now. They'll email just to check on Jason, just to see how things are and ask for prayer. Missionaries across the country. So Jason tells a story. He reaches out to people across the world and he has no clue that's what he did. Because God can use a good old boy whose manhood was taken. You're more of a man now than you've ever been. I want you to know that. But when you stand up behind yours. That's a different level. God has done something in your life. Guys, I say all that to say that you don't know what God can do through you if you allow Him to start working. God is capable. God is available. He's just waiting. This morning I got a question for you. Are you saved? Do you know that you know that you know that you belong to Jesus Christ? And the answer is, I'm not sure. Then I got a second question. What are you waiting for? You've heard it before. How much longer do you want to take a chance? Because that's what you're doing. You might as well be sitting in a chair with a gun in your lap, playing Russian roulette, and that's what you're doing every day. But you wait to accept Jesus Christ. It's not something you want to do. I tell you that, tell you this though. Here's how you get there. Believe in Jesus. We sang a song a little while ago in worship. That living, He loved me, and dying, He saved me. And here's the deal: Jesus Christ came from heaven above as God's only Son. He was sent to this earth with one purpose, and that was to be a sacrifice, to die for us. For the sins that mankind had committed throughout history, Jesus was going to pay the price. He alone. He went to a cross and He died for you and I. Guiltless, blameless, yet He took it all upon us. The Word says He became sin who knew no sin, that we might become His righteousness. What an amazing thing. He came, He lived, He died, and then He rose again. See, death wasn't going to hold Him down. He told him, you can take my life, I'll take it back. He said, I give it to you, you can't take it from me. But I'll lay down, 3 days later I'll be back. He conquered death, the last thing we have to fear. He said, death is nothing. I hold the keys to that. So He lived a perfect life. He died, death was gruesome, but He rose again. And He gives us the promise that we can join Him in eternity. Paul wrote in Romans, he said this, if you'll confess with your mouth, Jesus is Lord, you believe in your heart, God raised Him from the dead, you shall be saved. 4 little words that mean so much. Because all you have to do is confess with your mouth. All you have to do is believe in your heart. What do you confess? That you've sinned? You've fallen short of God's glory. You're not as good as you think you are. But that's okay. Because every single one of us has sinned. All have sinned and fallen short of God's glory. Every single one. But you confess, Lord, I've made a mistake. I've sinned. By the way, He already knows. But it's good for you to get it out. Say, Lord, I know. I realize it now. And I'm asking you to forgive me. And I believe in my heart that you died for me and that you rose again. And I'm asking you to make me whole. Yeah. If you do that, if you believe that, if it's the truth, you shall be saved.
Amen.
How do we know? Because Paul wrote, all that call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. Mm-hmm. The key word is all. That means anybody who's willing to call on God's name can be saved. Mm-hmm. And who knows what He may get you to do next. But we have to start somewhere. God's salvation is not the end destination that we're going for. Too many times I think it's presented that way. All you got to do is just get saved. Get saved, that's good enough. No, that's the starting point for the rest of your life, man. We look at heaven as our final destination, and it is. But here's the deal. God wants to journey with you right here on this earth. And He wants to make this journey awesome. So my question to you is, are you saved? My second question is, what are you waiting for? The third question is, what are you going to do about it? Now, it is up to you. You know the truth. You've seen it. His story is His story, but it's not unique. A whole lot of folks have gone through the same thing, but it's a different perspective, a different way. And I guarantee you, that young man 3 or 4 months ago never anticipated standing up here doing that. But God says, you got a story to tell, and you don't keep it to yourself.
Amen.
His first time that he ever got up in front of folks there in that biker rally. What was the man's name? Jesse Hellfire. Let me explain it to you. Jason told me on on the conversation. I hate to take the story, but man, it's just too good to leave out. He said, I went on this thing. I wondered, why am I going on this thing? Why has God led me to this? And he said, I'm going to get up there and I'm going to face the devil himself. I'm scared to death. He said, I don't know what I'm going to do. And they were sitting around and said, you want to practice what you're going to say? And he's like, no, I'm not going to practice it. I'm going to just do what God's told me. I'm going to just do it. I'll be fine when I just do it. I'm going to get up and give my testimony. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to do it. It'll be fine. He said, my only fear is, what if I get the guy? What if I get Satan? What if I get the guy who rejects everything I say? Who gets back in my face? And he gets up there, and boy, the first guy he gets, he said, looked like the devil himself. If you could picture the devil, it was him, right? And he did his thing. He testified to him. You don't know what difference it made, but he testified to the guy. He spent the time doing it. The guy left. He found out. He said, what was the man's name? The man signed it. Jesse Hellfire. He said, well, I done faced the devil and I made it through that. I reckon I can talk to anybody else now. You see, the reason I share that is to say this. Satan's going to come at you. He's going to try his best to discourage you. But you've already won the day you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. And therefore, Satan has no more power, no more dominion, no more nothing over you. So, what are you waiting for? Are you tired of fighting battles that you can't win? Are you tired of battling one that you can't defeat? Because you don't have to. Because God is the only thing. All we have to do is say, fight both hands. Lord, I want to tell you, I want to thank you. Thank you for bringing